All right. So, what's up, my friend? How is it going? Amazing morning, isn't it?
Oh yeah, scalping like a machine today. I was like Mr. Roboto, man. I
Love it.
like four for 2 for 4 with two break evens and $200. So up $300 on the morning, then flipped short for a little swing, up 300 on that right now. Looking to have continuation here and looking to go to zero.
Nice.
What do you think? That's
Well,
my plan.
going to zero. I don't know, man. I mean, of course, I'm not
Okay,
bullish.
point 0.1.
All right, maybe that could work. That is a point one. That is 100% more than zero. All right, so
Perfect.
let's, yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I mean, I'm not that bullish, but I still think that we might have some more of this bullish trap. All right. Um. Oh, by the way, the ADA short, it is really playing out. So, guys, if you have not yet, take some profits. And somebody's just trying to get banned on the Discord. Those bots. All right, so whatever. They've been like crazy this morning. They just nonstop. All right,
Crypto
let me
Pollo
just
told me to short it like
really
clockwork.
nice.
I think he was going off of my idea, but I'll forgive him. I'm kidding. Oh, love Pollo, man. Gotta chirp the chicken. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, by the way, new news. Check out in the bottom of your Discord, guys. And you should, if you're a samurai now, well, you should be able to just join the stage. So check it out all above. It says speak on stage, and you can jump in with us at any point. This will be restricted for Friday classes, all right? But I'm just gonna be giving you the full access to jump in and out as you guys wish, because you guys are samurais. You have earned this badge, so participating, helping members, asking, being in the classes, right? So on and so forth. So just check out if you have the little microphone down below on your Discord, and if so, remember that you can on Fridays jump in at pleasure. Just make sure that you mute yourself when jumping in, so we don't have like those weird things from the microphone, and then of course enjoy by asking away anything that you guys may want to. So far I think we got Creative for My Soul, Crypto Pollo, DB Cooper, Little Fish, Daga DT, who else we have? Taylor, we have Melissa, Crypto Chiva, and I think that's it for the samurais. So let me know if you can see it. If you don't have samurai and you want it, make sure to participate on the side chat. Ask as many questions as you want to, and also help other members, and then request it. I'll be watching. I'll be watching. So I manually add those roles just in case you know. So perfect. All right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Do they
So
get a katana with it too, or what?
hopefully, man. I want to get a katana for myself though. But yeah. Oh man. So let's take a look. Let me jump in here because first, yesterday I was talking about a possible bounce, closing the gap. We have not just yet, but I still see a possible bullish scenario here, guys. We are not bullish in trend, all right? Don't take the wrong idea. I think we're very bearish at this point. I mean, nothing. I see we're very bearish at this point. Let me share my screen. Let me know whenever you guys are able to see it. Nothing, right? Hmm. It just had to be that way. Let me see why. Share your screen once again. Let's go to Bitcoin charts and then sharing it.
Beautiful.
Perfect. All right. Let's get it then. Let me just change something else. All right, I think I got it. Perfect. So at this point, we're talking about this V-shaped recovery and then the possibility that we might have a secondary bounce to the downside. So we were talking about a possible double bottom at this same area, seeing these same lows. Remember that, Alex? I think we could be going for that
Yes,
scenario
sir.
right now that we are bouncing off and rejecting from our inner channel. This, by the way, right here, right there, it's gonna be if I'm still within the green cloud right down here. For me, that's gonna be a possible entry. Just in, Jim Cramer says not to panic. Well, I don't know. hopefully, everything will be fine. Don't worry. Absolutely. All right, so yeah, man, love it. All right, so the point of this entry, and this is gonna be a long entry with very high risk. I don't even recommend you guys going for it, right? But let me give you an update of why I will be taking the risk. Remember the Wyckoff. This I just drill your brain with this. I know. I'm sorry. So there we go. This is the itty bitty part right here. This one, this itty bitty peak that I tried to grab in case we are on an accumulation scheme. All right. This is gonna be half of an entry, right? High leverage. I'm willing to lose that position. I don't want to, but I'll be willing to. All right. So we have a break up into the range. Remember that this is not by any means. Let me just clean this up because it just looks so awful. All right. I think that is a much better, all right, perspective. All right. We are just breaking back into the range. This is not a perfect range because if we take a look at where is our previous range, could be here, it could be there. Most likely it's this one. So going back in it, well, we need to hold this position before going back, re-entering, as we have said in here, all right, re-entering, and then off we go to the top of the range. That doesn't mean bullish. That doesn't mean that we're going to be going to Valhalla. That only means that we're going to be completing one of the characteristics of this. The next step will be breakout retest, off you go, all right? But this is unknown. We've been mistakenly, or we have had that mistake before, and we had it, where was it? I think it was right here on this one, right? Where, look at that, breakout retest, perfect, but the lift of that long position was not that big, right? Did we complete the scenario? Of course we did. How far? This was not 200K, all right? So I just want you guys to put you in perspective, right? Maybe a lower high for the macro structure there, right? The next one was this one. This one played out fantastically. Something that you need to look for, it is 1 or 2 candle pullback, all right? 1 or 2 candle pullback, and then off we go. So having said that, all right, and this is another one, by the way, kind of like a range or little range, V-shaped recovery, right? A high, not higher than the previous range. This gives us 70% chances of ranging. We figure out our outer upper range, our outer lower range. What we look for, well, in this case, we were expecting that V-shaped recovery. It did not happen. Right now, from this position, we do have the V-shaped recovery, all right? So the chances right now for pump are very, very, very low, all right? But also, if I take a look at my oscillator here, let me just change it so you also can see it. By the way, you have the same oscillator, even if you have the Oscillator Pro or the Pro Plus, whichever, right? Let's take a look at the MVP oscillator, click OK. And right now on the weekly, sorry, on the, where is it? Weekly or even daily, let's go for the daily. Let's leave it for a second here. We'll see that we have our first possible DCA candle, all right? When we have had DCA candling here at this low, here at this low, all right? Here at this low, here at this other wick low, right? So are we start to see that bright candle? Yes, one, just one. What would that mean? That means that probably just like before, look at what we have had. Let me just clear that up. All right, there we go. We have had a big dump, a push up, another dump, right? A push up, and finally the last dump and push up. That's why I want to put in my money there, half of a position. All right, high leverage. High leverage for me is gonna be somewhere like 40. Why? Because it's gonna be half of a position, right? And I'm not stopping. We have Jenna X in the house. What is up, Jenna? You know what? You also need the samurai roll. Let me give it to you. There you go, Jenna. You are now samurai. The only special thing about samurais, well, not the only, the big thing about a special thing of samurais is that you can join the stage at please. So you can jump in and jump out as you better like. So Jenna, what's up? Great to have you in the class. Really appreciate you being here. It really excites me. Long time without seeing you, my friend. Great to see you back at the crypto space here in Chart Prime. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Jenna. Great to have you. All right, so let's take a look at then what's going to be my strategy here. Well, strategy for one, my entry here, half of a position, right? We already have talked about this. And then a possible double bottom like we have had here, like we have had here, like we had here, all right? And well, not here, not there. So that's what I'm guiding myself with. Something that we looked at the Piper Academy was the monthly. Monthly is not looking good at all, all right? For the microstructure, it's not looking good at all, especially when we take a look at logarithmic. And I need to be on, yeah, not Binance. I need to be on Bitstamp. Here it is. All right, so look at when we have had those green candles at the market bottom, all right? Something that I was discussing with Piper, it was, all right, let's take a look at what happened in the middle of that previous bottom, which is what I believe is where we are right now. It happened nothing this whale, right? Yeah, I know it's not perfect aligned with it, but I think there is a chance that we can bounce back up for that dead cat bounce and then flop, all right? So that's what I'm seeing. There's a little slightly light at the end of the tunnel. I don't want to be like the YouTube channels that, hey, bouncing Bitcoin right now, right? Go all in. No, nothing like that, all right? Nothing like that. We just need to see the chances and then add accordingly. Even weekly, we are seeing the MVP oscillator printing green, all right? What is the other zones? Printing green here, but we are not here, guys. Oh, no, yes, no, we are not there. What I want to see, there we go. In here, we did have that printing green. This is what I believe where we are. In fact, if you take a look at this same pattern, I copy it and I paste it right there. So are we going to be having the same deal? Look at that. Going to the zero lining here, bouncing up. We can still go farther downwards and then bouncing up. All right, so what does that mean? That means that we can oscillate somewhere between where we are right now and to 70K. So I know that's not something that you would like to hear right now, but yeah, that is the possible lower zone for now. So what does that mean? I don't know. Let me just cut down the time frame so I can pass it over to Alex. This means that we're having a rejection. All right. If I have a rejection up, I'm going to be going for a long. And if not, I'm going to be waiting for somewhere around here to take my double bottom entry. That's it of what I got. Let me pass it over to you, my friend.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, man. Good to see you, Jenna. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, let's go. So currently short right now. Up 500. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Retest of previous lows. I take a break in here with my son, so it was a wild morning. Wild morning. Let's put it that way. Good fun. So lots of things to look at here with the market open. The tell this morning, just overextended, right? So like, let's just be objective here and use our brain, right? And let's zoom out. Very simple here. We don't have to know much here to understand where price wants to go, okay? what do we have here? We have a V-shaped recovery, push to the upside, exhaustion at the top, right? Pretty easy. So we should be favoring shorts. Okay, rejection in here. Okay, coming back up, recovering this, right? So late shorts coming in here, rolling over on the weekend, recovery, boom, swept all these guys. Now, what do we have here? Liquidity, right? So we're always talking about liquidity and where we think price is going to go. And if we're looking in here, we can see market structure seems to fizzle out here. Now we have equal lows here, which is the trickery, okay? The trickery is always in play, okay? Especially with the volatility right now. However, you get up into here, which is a retracement zone, an order block. I mean, you're looking in here, 786 golden pocket area. You've got a head and shoulders pattern, okay? It's not the prettiest, but it is. Okay, I don't trade these, but you can see you got 3 drives up at the top here. We were looking for shorts all morning. It's just the price action's moving like this. So you need to obviously use good risk management. I got short here. I added to my short here. My stop loss is right here. Okay. Here, I can screenshot it. I got a new mouse, OC. So Tradefly sent me a mouse. Can you believe that?
Really?
Tradefly. Yeah, man.
Oh, nice. Which one you got?
It's
Aha,
Logitech
welcome to the club.
MX. Bro, this thing is like I feel like I got hand porn, bro.
Oh,
Like-
yes.
The scroll is like it's like bro, I feel like I could scroll into like the next generation of like life. I feel like I'm in a time warp here. Like my other one was like this thing's just like pew, pew, pew. Like I don't know. It's like
Oh, yeah.
it's mouse porn. It's
It's
pretty
an
incredible.
awesome mouse. It takes some used to. But also, you know what I've
Yeah.
learned here? Let me just very quickly. Volume knob and scrolling. Oh,
This is scroll side to
nice.
side.
Yeah, scroll side
You know
to
what's
side.
cool?
What?
You know what's cool? Click the middle button,
Uh-huh.
delete.
Are you kidding me?
Delete.
Dude.
Bro.
Oh, shoot. So you're deleting with middle click button? Shit. Oh, confirm that.
All right.
No, I don't want to confirm that. Nice, man. That's awesome.
I am short here. Up 500 right now, just so you guys know. Just so you guys can see it. I'm looking for it to roll over. So let's get back to the analysis. But yeah, he heard because my clicky button, remember, it's not working properly yesterday. It hasn't been working well for a week, and he heard me on the stream, so he sent me a mouse in the mail. I'm like, bro, you're
Nice.
crazy. I love you. Tradefly coming through. Love that guy.
Next one, man. You need to get one of this. You're
I
gonna
think I
love
got
it.
the same one.
No way.
It's got Streamlabs. Streamlabs over here.
Oh, so do I. So do I.
Yeah, same. Bro, you're copying me, man. Get out of here.
Oh, shit.
Copy trading, copy keyboard, copy mouse. What else? You want me to send you a hoodie? You can wear. I'll send you one. After I
take
get
it.
my coffee, I'll send you a hoodie.
Absolutely. I haven't sent it yet. If I haven't sent it yet, I'm gonna be sending it this weekend. That is just because I have the post office doesn't open while I'm in live trading. So sorry, throughout the day. So I need a day off to send it. But yeah, it'll
No
be
worries,
on
man.
its way.
No rush. So, going back to the analysis, what we have is liquidity, right? You can see all the liquidation zones below us. This is very aggressive price action. This is V-shaped recovery. If we look at this on a daily or whatever, it's pushed up, right? However, when you push up this extremely, right? Like this is bound to come back for the lows, okay? My key area that I am looking to take this trade into would be right here. This is like, you can see there's a very nice liquidity zone support and resistance flip here that I'm really interested in. So that's where I'm looking to take my full take profit on this short. you can see reaction, reaction, reaction. This is going to just generally by eye, that's going to be my first area of interest. Then we have obviously our Fibonacci level, right? Just below that we have marked out. But this morning we took so many trades this morning because of how volatile it was. But they were all scalps, okay? So for me, I took a long here, break even trade. I took a short here, $200. I took another short continuation trade here, $200. I took a long here and I pussied out, break even trade, minus $100. But it was all here, right? And it was all in VWAP, okay? We were favoring the short this morning. Okay, I ended my stream right around here. And then, this would have been your sign right here. As soon as you roll over and retest VWAP here, boop. All right, breakdown, retest, off you go. That's an easy short there. I was able to get short here off of the low retest. Okay, so when price is running away from you, always look to retest the previous lows and continue. Boop, all the way down. Took profit here. Added here. Why did I add here? Because we got a retest of the previous lows of the range, which would be right here. Love this trade, baby. This is one of my favorites. Okay. Got short here again. Okay. Continuation. Still in the trade. Up $500 now, right? So looking for it to come down into the 77,400 zone right now. When zooming out, you can see that we are starting to develop a range here, which is good, right? If we're zoomed out on like a 4-hour, what do we understand? This would have helped you too with getting short this morning. If we're looking at this as a range, we can see that we came to the value area low and retested it and got rejected. We did a perfect OC retest continuation trade. Okay, perfect. It's his trade, by the way. Don't let anyone else says it and they don't say OC retest. They're lying to you. Okay.
I invented
coming
it.
in here. Yes, he invented the he invented the breakout retest. He's been around for hundreds of years. He looks really good for his age. Anyways, so rejection off of that, right? I said to you guys yesterday, we need to close above 80,000 in order to be bullish. We have 3 drives down here. But I also said to you guys yesterday, 71,600 is where I want to see that sweep. I don't think they're going to make it this easy for people to get long, okay? We look at things like the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has pushed up. We pushed up into this 18,000 level here, but we have been rejected, okay? You can see the rejection, the rollover. I was looking to revisit the previous highs, right? Breakout, retest, OC trade, okay? So if we're looking for that and the NASDAQ's going to roll over, well, we can expect that for Bitcoin. A lot of hopium this morning for a lot of people thinking we're going to go to the moon, breaking out, fake out, right? Fake out, if we go and look at that this morning, right? So we get the big push on Asia. We get the bullish divergence in here, right? The bullish divergence in here, boop. And then off we go. So it was really... When this happens, even Army Piper came on my live stream this morning. He's like, this is complete fake out, right? Because you see this, you see this in here. This gives retail hopium. Okay, you must be able to identify that. When you see bull divs, continuation here, trying to get above the highs, this is retail hopium. You want to go retest continuation, and then you get absolutely destroyed, okay? What you want to be looking for is contrarian. You're up at the highs. You want to sweep this high, or you want to sweep this high. What did we do this morning? We swept the highs, right? Took liquidity out of the highs. I don't think everybody's shorting this. That's not an easy short, right? But you grabbed enough liquidity up at the highs to send price down, okay? When you get the only thing that would have given you a little bit of an idea for hopium this morning would have been the fact that you did not close below this low here. Okay, that's the only thing. However, even though they didn't come for this low here, they came up so aggressively, right in the morning, right? I was able to long right here as well. Break even trade. It was a kind of like a funny trade. It was a VWAP flip and continuation trade. But they're giving everybody hopium this morning. Hopium. Boom. Pulled the rug, right? Falling on their ass, right? So be aware of where you are in relation to price action when coming in the morning, right? You would be biased to the downside this morning. You're in a downtrend. Okay, you're in a downtrend. You're pushing up, grabbing liquidity. You're retesting the previous range, OC retesting. You're consolidating up at the highs. Where's the hot dog here, guys? Right? Where is this big ass hot dog when looking at this? The hot dog, we're at the top of the hot dog, right? If we're looking at this, we're at the top of the hot dog. We want to trade the buns, baby. Okay, so we want to short up here. We want to buy down here. Very simple, support and resistance. On your tools, you're going to use your predictive ranges. Okay, your predictive ranges are going to give you the hot dogs. I suggest you turn on your premium and discount zones right here. Premium and discount right here, and your predictive ranges. Use them in combo so you know when you are overextended, premium, and oversold, discount. Right? You want to trade this into this. You want to trade this into this, right? And trade this as a range. That's going to give you a beautiful, beautiful way to trade. And it's going to give you a beautiful way to manage your risk because if you start closing above the discount or premium zone, you're looking to go to the previous range. Okay. Until then, sell high, buy low, right? So now you're looking to come back into this area here, right? If you get bottoming structure, some sort of higher high, higher low, right? Then you can be looking to get long, but not until then, right? You want to see this thing, find some sort of support, and then go. But for now, treat this as a range. It's a big range, okay? Very big, right? This is like what, 8%? Yeah, so this is a big range. So you can trade it mid-range to top of the range, mid-range to low of the range. Just be careful when you're in the mid to wait for confirmation, okay? Another thing that we should be identifying is all this liquidity. Okay, you just turn on your liquidity zones, your order blocks. You can see it's all there for you. Okay, so can you find support here? You got a negative delta. This retest continuation down. That's what I typically would look for on a negative delta. You do have a bit more support down at this one and an order block. Okay, so I would most likely, like I said, be looking around 77,400 for a bounce. Or if we do come back up in here, we look for a retest of that low again and continuation down. Okay, it looks like there is a little bit of a battle going on right now, trying to roll over. And then also, I highly suggest that you are entering trades. You're taking profits early, stop loss to entry. The volatility is insane. It is so fast, right? You turn on the volume in here, you can see the volume in this morning. Look at this, right? This is absolutely bonkers, okay? Bonkers, right? Just chopping people up, right? You on a 1 minute time frame, it's like playing a fast-paced video game. It's like so be sure to be paying yourselves, marking out your key areas. That's going to really help you. So on our way down here, what we're going to be looking for is some sort of bounce. The bounce is going to have to come in my opinion. We're looking down in here, but also I'm interested in the golden pocket 786 down here and the liquidity in the lows. So if this, then that kind of a trade setup here. So we're looking for it to come back down into here, 77.4. Possible, like, because we've rolled over so aggressively here, we could look for the retest and continuation and take that quick little long scalp and then look for a continuation trade back down to either the golden pocket or the lows of the range. But if we fail to hold this general area in here right around 76,000, we're definitely looking to come back down to 71.6, in my opinion, to sweep that low. Why is that? Because we talked about this yesterday. And the key thing is that Bitcoin not we, but Bitcoin did not come for the high here. Okay. It missed the high. It totally front ran this high here. Okay. So for me, it's very much still on the table for us to come down and sweep and then go. Okay. One more little painful experience. How is this mitigated? We close above 80,000. Okay. That's my line in the sand, is that we need to get back above and close above 80,000, show some strength, and get acceptance back into our previous range. Until that happens, we treat this like a range and favor that sweep down to the low, try to catch that baby and take her all the way up to Valhalla if we get lucky enough for the bounce. Okay. And that's kind of my plan right now, just trying to keep it simple, trading in between. Lots of volatility, lots of money. Like I had one of my best days yesterday. I had like a $7,000 day yesterday. Like absolutely kicked. I had a $3,000 trade yesterday. OC. It was fucking awesome, right? But it's like it's managing risk, taking profits early, just wanting to participate safely, right? Participate safely is what I'm trying to do on a daily basis, right? I can't always, like that's my trading day yesterday. It was insane, right? But volatility, good risk management, quick trades in and out, and then letting it run with volatility. If it runs, like my $3,000 trade yesterday was this. Okay, yesterday was honestly, bro, it was the easiest trading. Like obviously, it's volatile. But bro, all I did yesterday was long VWAP.
Nice.
Look at this. Look at this yesterday, okay? One, two. This was the $3,000 one right here. I shorted in here. But like, and this is, bro, this is 2% moves. I make 900 off of 1% move, right? So, and then this one, I took 75% out here and I let the rest ride and I got out here just before bed. $3,000, right? So being in a market like this, easy risk management, easy long, stop loss below the low, retest to previous highs. That was like brainless trading for me. And then it's so volatile. It moves 1%, you take profits, you let it run. Comes back, stops you out. Take the next one. Let it run. Right? A lot of the time I'm used to like 1, 2 and being wrong once here. But it was just like paid, right? So it's fun if you know how to well, we'll teach you how to get into these trades and then managing risk, right? That's going to be key. Right now, I'm probably going to get stopped out. We're getting a nice little bounce here, pushing up. My stop loss is, yeah, just up in here. And that's fine because I've already paid myself. The thing is, I've paid myself because I know it's volatile. What do we have down here? We have bottoming structure, right? We said we're getting a little bit of chop down here as we were teaching. A little flip to the green here, bottoming structure, double bottom, followed by continuation trade. Look at this. 0.5% already, right? So, I mean, this is where you could add even. I wouldn't add right here. If I'm going to get short again, it would be in the order blocks up here. So 3-minute order block right in here. This one right here. We're filling this one, but I'd be looking up here. Continuation. But filling this one right now. I'm about to get stopped out. Quick 500. Keep it going, right? And that's it. In an environment like this, it's very much important to just take your money, stop loss to entry. Take your money, stop loss to entry. Let the rest, let 50% ride, let 25% ride, whatever. And sometimes you get the big doozy. How's your weird ass orange juice coffee shit you drink? What is that you drinking, man?
Nothing. I don't have right now. I
That's
haven't
poison,
grounded
bro.
coffee. What is it? They're
That's
separated.
poison.
Oh
MJ
man.
still kiss you with that after.
Oh, she make it for me. That's awesome.
Ah, I love you. That's too good.
Oh man. By the way, I only do orange juice in coffee with a real espresso brewed, right? So this is instant coffee. That's because in the mornings that doesn't always have enough time to freshly ground and then take my orange juice and coffee. So when you see me drinking separately, that's because it is not a real espresso. When you see me combining them, that's because it is a real espresso. Let me take a look at a couple of things that we have going on in here. I was looking into a couple of altcoins, just to wrap it up. But we need to make sure that we understand that we are bearish, all right? We're bearish. We're having a bounce, a bullish bounce. I was looking at TAO. We have a big movement in here. But let's go just for the hashtag F Ethereum, all right? So F Ethereum doesn't disappoint, all right? It just keep going downwards on us, which is fine. We have the MVP oscillator giving us, the DCA zones. Now the going out zones, right? So if we are basically already out of the trade or the DCA zone, well, I am looking for a bounce downward. Why is that? Let me show you that we have. Oh man, where is it? Oh man, where was it? It was an order block. I just can't see it right now. Am I in the 4 hours? Yes, I am. All right. Well, anyway, between the order blocks and support and resistances, we are right now on this chunk right here, right? Usually, I'm going to be trapped in those resistances, right? Let me just bring them up. Again, there we go. On between previous weekly low and the support, and the resistance, 4 hours and resistance daily. So what I was expecting is maybe creating a higher low in here, and after creating that higher low, well then maybe jump back into the breakout retest. Off we go to the previous weekly or previous monthly low right there. We need to also look at how our volatility is doing. We have a 58 volatile area, and look at that. I mean, it's something to be aware of, right? So we could be moving very fast. When you're jumping into this kind of trades, I would suggest going as low as you can for that long and as high as you can for that short to try to prevent these kind of movements. Also, you can divide your entries in half, just like we pretended to do it up here. Also a disclaimer is that I was looking for a better entry and I missed this all the way down here because I was not able to jump in right there. I mean, now my entry was missed for just a couple of cents right there, a couple of dollars right there. So again, F Ethereum, man, F Ethereum. But nonetheless, the damn thing just keeps flopping downwards here. So let me just do.
I love Ethereum.
I love XRP.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Nah, not really. I don't love it. I like it. I like it, but I don't love it. All right. So the next thing that I have it's Litecoin. Litecoin, it is moving as I was expecting or as we were speculating based on our support and resistances, right? We were hitting these areas in here, the purple, the support, and finally the last daily support. Look at that, beautiful areas of entry. There we go. Where to? To our next resistance, right? Where's our next resistance? Where we have the red and yellow lines. Just in case you were wondering, my yellow lines are two different, between my red and green and yellow lines are different indicators. The first one is right here, different layers, Market Dynamics Pro, which is support and resistances on the 12 hours, both are yellow and orange, all right? And the other ones, the red and the green ones, are the layer just above, all right? This is the same indicator, different layer, and I'm using chart, which means whatever I'm in. I want to see both the chart support and resistance, and also the daily or the 12-hour support and resistances. When they combine, usually it's a big area of support or a big area of resistance. So that's what I'm aiming for. Seems like we did not quite hit it. I still think that we can go back above here, hit it, and then reverse. And that is because look at our oscillator here is turning back around to the upside. Let's go and check out the classic oscillator here. So, oh, that is the other side. This is the classic one. We are still on the green, or we are on the green. Usually that means that the next immediate upcoming movement should be bullish. All right, bullish still where? Again, to the next resistance. So I was expecting us to break above, but so far I'm gonna be just updating my my analysis like this right now. So basically bouncing to it, from it, and then making another try before we start rolling back over, going for maybe that double bottom of Litecoin 4 hour. OM not looking good. All right, OM not looking good. We have a breakout. Seems like we're going for that retest. Especially, let me clear this up. Since we have a head and shoulders in here, a neckline, break out the neckline. Look at that breakout retest, and possibly off we go. How far low? Well, then for that, we will need our indicators. There we go. We have our first target that we hit it, right? Breakout, retest, and then again to this area. I was marking the dynamic reactor in here, but that is on daily. Let me see. There we go. Perfect on daily. I think this is going to be the ultimate zone where we can be looking for a possible re-entry. Something important that is happening on daily. Let me make this big. All right. It is the contraction of the clouds, right? The contraction of the clouds right now is not in a position where I like it to be. All right. It is a very dangerous position. But let me explain first. When we have that much of contraction of the clouds, it's like building up pressure, right? It's like a pop, or the soda bottle that you start compressing on it, pressing on it, pressing on it until the cap gives up and then burst out. All right. So if the compression is at the top, we usually see the burst to the downside. All right, let's compare that to areas that we know. Look at that. For example, let me bring this up. There it is. Compression downwards. All right. What was the other compression? I think it was this one or this compression, right? At the top, downwards movement. So as you can see, it's a violent straight down movement. This is daily, guys. All right. So what happens, let me just zoom back in here. There we go. What happens if we start having that compression at the top? We burst to the downside. What happens when we have the compression in the downside? Let me look for some like that, right? It bursts to the upside, right? Downwards, upside. But right now, we're having the compression not at the downside, not at the top. We're having the compression at the center. All right. Oh yeah, man. And that's me looking at it. That's me trying to trade ETH, man. All right. So this is what we got at the center. This is dangerous. Why? Because we know we can be bursting, but we're not that low that we have a high probability for the burst to be into the upside. Neither we are at the top that when we have the high probability to burst to the downside. So we just know that we are building pressure. The only thing that we can do right now is speculate. How are we going to be speculating based on previous past reactions? In the past reaction, we have a movement to the upside. We range, we wait for the support and dynamic reactor to come in place, and then we burst to the upside. We have the movement to the upside in here. It's quite differently because we formed a head and shoulders here, right? We have a breakout retest, but still I'm going to be waiting for the support zone and dynamic reactor to come in, support zone, dynamic reactor to come in, right? Maybe one sweep of the lows and then burst to the upside. And how high to the upside? Well, we already have a trend line here, an automated trend line being plotted by Chart Prime, right? This one, all right? So that's the one I'm going to be looking at. In fact, you already see that I have a alert right there. Let's add another alert, and I'm going to be adding a previous weekly low. This is going to be, all right, continue anyway. Oh, am I on logarithmic? Oh, yes, I am. All right, perfect. Let's just move it out of the way. There we go, somewhere around here. Perfect. Much better. That's what I'm gonna be looking for a possible entry at the dynamic reactor somewhere around those zones. So that's for OM. Let me wrap it up with BNB because BNB it's holding, but it's not holding right. Let me just clear this up. And why is that? Because we have somewhat like a flat bottom triangle, all right? It's not a perfect flat bottom triangle, but it almost is, all right? Usually that flat bottom triangle breaks to the downside. So we need to be very careful with BNB. We're still not over for that bounce. We're still, we can still do some flip of the ribbon with it, maybe further movement. So we still need to be careful for this one. Remember that the gold, talking about patterns, are the boundary lines. You can trade within it or breakout retest, right? They just give you a threshold area to look for a possible entry. So that's what I got so far. Let me pass that over to you, Alex. Let me see if you have something else or if you want to wrap the class up to get ready for the next one.
Right now, yeah. So like, if you're trading this, it's quick, right? So I think the best thing you can do is manage your risk, set the trap, and then give yourself a little bit more wiggle room. Like that's gonna be key. I don't know if OC's ever showed you guys about wiggle room, but I can do my interpretation. But when you have an asset, right, and you have a lot of volatility, okay, you can see we have a lot of volatility here. This is just a 12-minute, right? But you can see the amount of volatility, meaning the wick, right? So the wick in here is going to be quite large. Okay, we got a 1.5%. This is how I've applied OC's strategy, right? So if I take this one, a little bit smaller here, about 1%, right? This one in here is pretty big as well, right? 1%. So I'm looking, if I'm taking a trade, let's say this is at 0.5% on average, right? Just eyeball. So if I'm taking a short, let's say I'm going short here off of whatever, golden pocket, okay? Oops. I'm going short off the golden pocket here. Okay, here's my short. And my, maybe it's, let's just do this one for a good example here, right? And my stop loss is above the high here. So I'm pretty cheap trade, right? I'm going to want to add that percentage to the wiggle room and then adjust my stop loss accordingly. That's going to allow me to actually stay in the trade, okay? The thing is you can be right with direction, okay? Like let's say you got whatever, short here, but you didn't give yourself enough wiggle room and you get knocked out of your trade, but it goes the way you intended it to go, right? You get long here, your stop loss goes above here, but you didn't give yourself wiggle room to stay in the trade and make the money, right? That's the thing, is we want to be able to manage our risk. So our 1% per trade goes in here. We still manage our risk, but we give ourselves enough room to make the trade. Because if we don't, sometimes, you get ticked out, and then it flies and you're just sitting there like, what the fuck, right? Like, it's like, man, I was right. I just didn't give myself enough breathing room, right? So, and this is very important when you're trading altcoins, okay? Like you go, whatever shitcoin you guys want to talk about. Let's go to Turbo, right? Turbo, every wick here, right? There's 0.7. Look at this big candle energy, 3%, right? Right? All the way down here, that's 2%. So I'm going to want to give myself whatever my invalidation point is. So I'll go here, below this low here. Then I'll measure out that 2%, whatever that is. Whoop, there's that. And I'll have my stop here. Give myself a chance, right? And then does my R multiple work as well? Do I have a good risk to reward in line with my stop loss? Okay, so give yourself enough room. Half a position size is what I typically do. It's easy math for me. So instead of putting, $200 or $100,000, I'll put 50, right? Just give myself a little bit more a berth with my stop loss, right? And give myself the opportunity to make money, not to lose money, right? Like the number one thing here is we don't want to lose money. So if we can manage our risk and give ourselves enough wiggle room to make that money, you're going to end up better. Now, it doesn't mean you're going on the same position size and risking a lot of money. It just means that you're giving yourself breathing room with your trades because of the amount of volatility there is in the market right now. Does that make sense, OC?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So we are compensating that volatility in the market at this point with that extra wiggle room. So they don't come for you and your liquidity, right? I mean, we've seen that over and over and over. The way you use a support or resistance or even a fixed percentage, and it seems like there's just somebody just standing right behind you, right? Just saying, all right, is that your stop loss? Perfect.
I'm
Hey,
coming
guys.
for it.
Yeah. Dump it. So absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you also so much for being around. If you are new, I see a couple of you guys being new. Remember, Monday and Tuesday are dedicated Q&A. Remember to type down all of your questions before and then send them here. We're going to be taking the time to answer any and all of your questions in depth for Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, it is a public session for taking a look at macro markets. Thursdays usually is advanced, where we kind of pick up a specific topic and we dissect it as much as possible. That is good for beginners and also for advanced members. And finally, Friday is going to be just preparing for the market and hosting the Samurai's Q&A and anything else that you guys want us to take a look at. Other than that, thank you so much for joining. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.